The Mandela Effect, or the effect where a large group of people share the same false memory, originating in 2009, where a large group of people talked about the memory of Nelson Mandela's passing in prison in the 1980s. However, that wasn't the case, where Nelson Mandela was actually still alive at the time. So what is causing this effect? Bad memory, or is it possibly something else? Well, let's talk about it. Hey everyone, this is Someone Talks About Something. I'm someone, you're someone, we're all someone. And today, here, we are talking about the 10 Mandela effects that will blow your mind. Number 10, Oops, I Did It Again headset. On May 16, 2000, Britney Spears released the incredible song Oops, I Did It Again, where it was received with many amazing reviews. It peaked at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was nominated at the 43rd Grammys and topped the charts in 20 other countries. Even with all this popularity, the song is still misremembered by many people. If I asked you what was Britney Spears wearing in this song, you may say a red outfit with a black headset, right? Well, if you said that, you would be wrong. Her actual outfit is just a red outfit with no headset. And I think what causes this one is the fact that there was a doll released based off this song wearing a headset, and an episode of Lizzie McGuire parodying this song, and she wore a headset. So I believe people saw those two things and associated with Britney Spears' song. Number 9, Captain Crunch. We all know the captain himself, Horatio Magellan Crunch, or better known as Captain Crunch, the captain of the SS Guppy going on missions to crunchitize people, and his cereal Captain Crunch. Well, that's actually not the case. His cereal isn't called Captain Crunch, it's actually called Cap'n Crunch, CAP''N''C. Now, I think this one's pretty simple, has a pretty simple explanation, and I think it's because his name is Captain Crunch. People just assume the cereal is named Captain Crunch after him, instead of the actual name of the cereal, Cap'n Crunch. Number 8, Luke, I Am Your Father. We all know the iconic scene from The Empire Strikes Back where Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader are fighting on Cloud City. Luke gets his hand cut off, and Luke says that Darth Vader killed his father, and then we get one of the most famous lines ever in movie, Luke, I am your father. Except that's actually not the line. The actual line is, no, I am your father. I think this one just comes down to the fact that people could see it as him saying Luke's name to help convince him and prove him that he's actually his father. Number 7, Shaggy's Adam Apple. Shaggy is probably the second most recognizable character from the Mystery Gang in Scooby-Doo, only behind the character that the show is named after, Scooby. Back in 2015, when Be Cool Scooby-Doo was released and showed a Shaggy drawn with a noticeable Adam's apple, fans really appreciated and absolutely loved this nod to the original 1976 Scooby-Doo cartoon. However, that's not correct. The original cartoon from the 70s, Shaggy never had a noticeable Adam's apple. And I think this is due to the fact that in some of the times when it shows Shaggy and Scooby eating together, it shows the food going down their throat and you can see a noticeable bump in their throats. Or it could just be because Shaggy is just an absolute Giga Chad that we all just remember him with a protruding Adam apple. Number 6, Sinbad as Genie. We all remember the iconic movie starring the famous comedian Sinbad as a genie in a movie called Shazam, right? Well, no, there's no evidence of such a movie ever existing, no footage, and Sinbad himself even says he has never done such a movie. Now, an explanation for this is that in 1994, he did dress up as a genie for a Sailor movie, Marathon, or the other explanation is that in 1996 movie starring Shaquille O'Neal as a genie called Kazam. I think personally it's a mixture of two, where people get Sinbad being a genie from 1994, and then they get the name from the Shaq movie from 1996. Number 5, Mother Teresa's canonization. Canonization is the process in which the Roman Catholic Church declares a deceased person as a saint. And to be canonized, there's a couple requirements you have to meet first. Those being that the person must have been dead for 5 years. Now this used to be a lot longer, but they changed it to 5 years because then people who actually knew the person in real life would be able to see them become canonized, however you pronounce it, serve God, show heroic virtue, and 2 miracles associated with them. One person that many people would say have met this requirement is Mother Teresa, and many say this happened to her in the 1990s. However, this couldn't be the case as she was still alive in the 1990s, and she was actually canonized as a saint in 2016. And I think the reason being is that people believe that she was a saint in the 1990s is because of a term people use called a living saint, and people call like good people, they're like, oh, you're a living saint. And I think that since people saw her as that, they may have assumed she was canonized. Number 4 is the Berenstain Bears. The Berenstain Bears are a beloved family that was created in 1962 and named after the creators Stan and Jane Berenstain. But if I ask you, how's their name spelled? How do you say it? Is it Berenstein, Bears? Well, if you said that, you'd be wrong. Their name is actually spelled BerensteinBears with an A. So how is it that so many people remember it wrong? I think it's because it's a difference between an A and an E, and a lot of people's names are Stein, Stein, with an E, instead of Stain, Stain, with an A. Number 3, Pikachu's tail. We all love the yellow mouse-like creature from Pokemon Pikachu. Well, first, really quick, I've got to give you a confession. I've never watched Pokemon in my life, so I know of Pokemon, but I've never watched the show in my life. But with his yellow body, black tipped ears, and black tipped tail, right? Well, that's not the case. Even with all of the love we have for him, people misremember him having a black tip on his tail. Throughout all of his iterations of him, his tail is yellow with a brown at the base, but no black tip. Now, I'm going to be honest, again, like I said, I've never watched Pokemon, so I really didn't have a good answer for this until I did some research and found that people were saying that they think the tail being tipped black is because his ears are tipped black, so people just assumed his tail would match that, and I think that's an amazing explanation. Number 2, Febreze. We all love Febreze and can make any bad smell go away with just a spray. That should be a tagline for it, really, if it's not. And for some people, they think the spray has taken away one of the E's from the name. So Febreze is spelled Febreze. Now, with this Mandela effect, people claim it's spelled Febreze with 4 E's instead of 3. However, that's just not the case. When it was released in 1986, it was called Febreze with 3 E's. And I think this is just a case of the company spelling it differently than the way it would be properly spelled. So people just assume it's a Mandela effect when it's really not. And number 1 is Oscar Mayer. Come on, sing it with me. My baloney has a first name, it's Oscar. My baloney has a second name, it's Meyer. Or is it? Because if you spelled it that way, you would have been spelling it wrong, because the correct spelling is Oscarmayer. Started in 1883, the company Oscar Mayer was founded by a man by the name of Oscar Mayer, even though Mayer is spelled with an A. That hasn't stopped people who claim it's spelled with an E. And I think this is just a simple case of how Febreze is and how the Berenstein Bears is. I think it's just a simple switch of an E and an A. And there you have it. There were 10 Mandela effects that will blow your mind. Let me know what you think of these. Are things actually being changed, or are people just bad at remembering? If you have any other Mandela effects you think are awesome, please let me know down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. If you want to see some more content of mine, then check out this video on the screen. But as always, this is Someone Talks About Something. I'm someone, you're someone, we're all someone. Peace out.